There is a quiet revolution happening inside certain minds that never fully switch off. These individuals walk through life with their senses dialed up to maximum. They catch the micro-shifts others miss, a glance that lingers half a second too short, a voice that carries the faintest tremble, or a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. While the world moves casually through these moments, their brains record every detail with startling clarity. From the outside, people admire them. "You're so perceptive," friends say. "You just get people." Some even call it a superpower or a rare intuitive gift. But inside, it often feels less like a gift and more like a constant, invisible weight. The same sensitivity that lets them understand others deeply can slowly drain their own energy and peace. Today we're exploring one of the most misunderstood human experiences, what it really means to be someone who notices too much. We'll uncover where this trait comes from, why it can feel so heavy, the 5 silent struggles that come with it, and most importantly, how to transform this sensitivity from an exhausting burden into a source of calm strength and authentic connection. This isn't about labeling yourself or finding another flaw to fix. Modern psychology and neuroscience paint a much more compassionate picture. Research consistently shows that 15 to 20% of the population is born with a naturally heightened nervous system sensitivity. It's not a disorder. It's a different way of being wired, a neurodivergent trait that has existed throughout human history. In ancient times, these were often the watchful protectors, the deep feelers, and the early warning systems for their communities. For some, this sensitivity is purely innate. Their reticular activating system, the brain's attention filter, is exceptionally tuned to detect inconsistencies between what people say and what they actually feel. In a fraction of a second, it spots the tiny stiffness in a smile, the held breath, or the micro-expression that reveals hidden discomfort. The brain then releases a cascade of neurotransmitters, pulling the person into deep analysis. Why the mismatch? What's really going on? For others, this radar was forged through childhood experiences known as parentification. When parents are emotionally unstable, overwhelmed, or unavailable, sensitive children often step into adult roles too early. They become the family's little therapist, peacemaker, or emotional regulator. They learn to scan the emotional temperature of the home constantly, reading their mother's mood to know if they need to comfort her, watching their father's face to prevent an outburst. What begins as a survival strategy becomes wired into their nervous system. Years later, these children grow into adults who automatically attune to every room they enter. The radar that once protected their family now scans colleagues, friends, and partners, often without their conscious permission. When your brain processes far more emotional data than average, daily life contains unique challenges that many never notice. Sign 1. Living life with subtitles always on. Imagine watching a movie where the subtitles appear several seconds before the characters speak. You already know the plot twist, the lie, or the hidden emotion long before it's revealed. That's what many highly perceptive people experience in real conversations. You ask a coworker if they'd like to grab coffee. Before they even open their mouth, you notice the slight shoulder tension, the quick glance away, and the micropause in their breathing. Your mind instantly decodes it. They don't want to go. Yet social rules demand you stand there smiling politely while they deliver a rehearsed excuse. This constant delay between knowing and pretending creates a strange, inauthentic exhaustion that's hard to explain to others. Sign 2. Breathing second-hand emotional smoke. Just as second-hand cigarette smoke harms non-smokers, second-hand emotional energy affects those who notice too much. You don't need to be directly involved in conflict to feel its impact. A silent elevator ride with 2 colleagues who are upset with each other can leave you stepping out feeling heavy and tense. No words were spoken, yet your nervous system absorbed the tight jaws, heavy sighs, and dense energy between them. By the end of the day, you're emotionally exhausted, not from your own problems, but from unconsciously digesting everyone else's unspoken feelings. Sign 3. The canary in the coal mine. In old mining days, canaries were taken underground because their sensitive systems would react to toxic gases long before humans noticed danger. Highly perceptive people often serve this role in social and emotional environments. You sense when a friendship is cracking, when manipulation is hiding behind charm, or when a relationship is heading toward pain. You try to warn the people you care about, only to be told you're overthinking or too suspicious. Then months later, the exact scenario you predicted unfolds. Watching loved ones walk into avoidable pain while being dismissed for trying to help creates deep helplessness and loneliness. Sign 4. Becoming water in any container. There's an old saying, water takes the shape of whatever contains it. Many who notice too much become emotional chameleons. They automatically adjust their energy, tone, humor, and even opinions to keep others comfortable. With a quiet friend, they speak softly and shrink their presence. With an energetic partner, they amp up their enthusiasm. When texting a difficult boss, they carefully edit every message. This constant shape-shifting keeps the peace but slowly erodes their own authenticity. At the end of the day, they look in the mirror and wonder, who am I when no one else is around? Sign 5. The social hangover. Even after pleasant social interactions, many experience a sudden mental crash. Their brain, overloaded with thousands of micro-observations, needs time to process and reset. They come home, drop their bag, and sit in silence, sometimes in the dark, unable to engage with anything else until the mental clutter clears. Family members may worry they're upset, but it's simply the nervous system demanding rest after hours of high-level emotional intake. Living with these 5 patterns often leads to a painful paradox. You know the deepest parts of other people, their hidden fears, unspoken needs, and quiet struggles. You become the safe person others turn to for understanding. Yet very few ever turn that same level of awareness toward you. Your sensitivity makes you a natural shelter for others, but you often find yourself without one when storms arrive in your own life. The loneliness isn't from being physically alone, it's from feeling deeply unseen while seeing everyone else so clearly. The good news is that transformation is absolutely possible. The goal isn't to stop noticing, that would be like asking someone with perfect pitch to stop hearing music. The real skill lies in changing your relationship with what you notice.